African pilot viewers, I'm here at AFRAA in Addis Ababa. I'm here with the CEO of Ethiopian Airlines. So Ethiopian Airlines, you're active in 16 African countries, or you have 16 partnerships. How does your partnerships work?
We fly to more than 60 cities in Africa. The number of African countries where we fly is 40. We have different forms of partnership. Apart from the commercial partnership, we have equity partnership with 4 airlines. One is Askai, Togo. The second one is Malawi. The third one is in Zambia. And the fourth one is Democratic Republic of Congo. The model of engagement is we are equity investors, and at the same time, we provide management services for them under contract. And the third is that we provide technical support. We repair the airplanes, we assist them in the procurement, we lease aircraft from lessors and sublease them to these smaller airlines because lessors do not have the confidence to lease directly. So we assist these airlines with aircraft leasing. The airlines are growing.
Yes.
So we are very happy with our partnership in these countries. In addition to that, we provide technical support to other airlines, either by deploying our technicians at their hub to provide technical support for line maintenance, or bringing their aircraft here for heavy maintenance.
And that's actually what makes it such a unique service for Ethiopian Airlines, because you've got the airline and you've got the MRO, and it's a very kind of, I wouldn't say closed circuit, but it's the kind of value chain that you've built, which has been very profitable for your organization.
Ethiopian Airlines is a group of integrated complementary business units. We have 3 airlines: the international passenger, the domestic passenger, and cargo. They help each other. For example, the cargo division uses the belly capacity of the passenger. The international passenger feeds the domestic operation, and vice versa. In addition to this, we have what we call business unit. The Ethiopian Aviation University continuously trains pilots, technicians, cabin crew, and all the human capital requirement of the airline, and it is supplying this critical skill. But the university at the same time trains people from outside the group, mostly Africans, and generates revenue for the group. And the MRO division has a well-developed capability to provide effective maintenance service for Ethiopian Airlines fleet, but at the same time it repairs airplanes, engines, and other components from other African airlines to generate revenue for the group.
With SAF, the fuel, are you looking at building a full value chain, so as in growing the feedstock, doing the production of the fuel, and then not only using it yourself but also on-selling it from a distribution? Is there a strategy around that?
We take the environmental issue very seriously, and we follow the industry recommendations. One of them is to progressively increase the use of SAF in our operation. But there are 2 issues, particularly one major issue, that is availability of SAF. Even though it is expensive, we can gradually increase our utilization. But if it is not available, we cannot. So we forged a partnership with one company who took land to grow stock feed for production of SAF fuel, and we signed agreement so that ET committed to buy whatever is produced by that company. The company is trying to get financing before they establish this factory. Apart from that, we don't see any other company who has taken the initiative of producing SAF. But if there are other companies, we would like to work as well. So this is our current status. We are using SAF blended jet fuel for our flights departing from Europe. And we're trying to identify partners in other parts of the world who can give us SAF blended fuel. We believe that over time, the production cost of SAF will gradually decline. And at this time, we are ready to buy even at higher price.